Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney kissed Ben Foster on the mouth? Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Season 2, Episode 12 of Welcome to Wrexham. Possibly the most epic episode of the documentary series so far, so strap in. Everyone has been thinking about Notts County. Paul Mullen has been looking forward to it for months. Wrexham lost to Notts County the first time they met this season. Wrexham believe that they're the better side, and if they play their game, they'll be victorious. Flashback to the first meeting in October when Notts County won. A massive montage of both Notts and Wrexham highlights sets the stage. I like how they mix in interviews with supporters on both sides. As Humphrey Kerr says, it's truly a clash of titans with both teams set to break the National League points record. The winner is likely to win the league, with the loser having to deal with the uncertainty of the playoffs. But before Notts County, Wrexham faced Halifax Town on Good Friday with 4,000 fans traveling to the match. Wrexham opened the scoring with a goal from Elliot Lee, but Halifax equalized just moments later. It all crumbles in the second half, and Wrexham lose 3-1. It's their first loss since Notts County in October. There's some questions raised about Ben Foster's performance, and the goalkeeper speaks about self-doubt. We know footballers are some of the most confident people on the planet, but they're human too, and this is something they have to contend with. Now they're coming off one of the worst performances of the season, heading into the biggest game in decades. A lot of the conversation on Wrexham Twitter was turning negative. Foster knows to shut it off, and Mullen said the same. As the fans mentioned, it's absolutely wild that both clubs are having record campaigns. Rob and Ryan have a fun conversation with Humphrey and Sean about how much money they're losing. So far, it's $10.8 million. Ryan says he's going to throw up. Rob has the funniest quote of the season. "Let's say we're in it for the rest of our lives. At what point do I get paid?" Ultimately, owning a football club is a social responsibility to the community, but it's also an investment. People get into the ownership of sports teams to make money. Clubs probably should have stayed with fan ownership models forever, but modern football is in way too deep to go back to that. Sean and Humphrey ask, but what about the memories you made along the way, and tell Rob he can leave the club to his kids. Sean talks about how owners in League 1 and League 2 think you can't make any money there. Wrexham is a slightly different example due to the global interest generated in the club through the owners and the documentary series. For most similar situations, unless they reach the Premier League or even the Champions League, it's unlikely the owners will see any profit on an investment of this magnitude. However, that's exactly why Wrexham are committed to raising the profile of the club on and off the pitch. Selling more sponsorships can help close the gap. 3 weeks until the new kits drop. Red home kits, white away kits, and black third kits. This is the one I'm wearing. Apparently, you can't have black or navy kits in the National League, so it was a slight gamble to commit to it with promotion far from a guarantee. This rule is because of the referees' uniforms. So if they don't get promoted, Wrexham are going to try to buy different uniforms for the referees and change the rule. I had no idea that this was Rob and Ryan's favorite shirt. I quite like it as well. Back to the footy. Ryan's absolutely bricking it in the lead up to Notts County. You really couldn't have even scripted this. It's why I love sports so much more than scripted drama. There's just something special about it being real. Reynolds and McElhenney are awarded the freedom of the borough from Wrexham County, which comes with some special privileges that they're yet to exploit. Rob talks about how football is a great unifier of people, and personally, this is one of my favorite things about the sport. Ryan says he's actually fallen in love like in a romantic comedy. Wrexham has 5 games remaining, County have 4. As Sean Winter states, the world is watching, and people are flocking from across the globe. Rohan from Los Angeles and his best friend from India meet up for the first time in a long time at the racecourse. Unlike some fans, Wayne Jones is massively confident about this fixture, feeling like the last 15 years have built up to the moment. Declan Swans are hyping everyone up before the match. It's great to see them involved in an official capacity with the club. It's probably a good thing there was such a quick turnaround with just 2 days between the Halifax Town and Notts County games. Mullen couldn't sleep. Everyone knows how massive the occasion is. Manager Phil Parkinson wants to use the loss as motivation. The de facto title decider is here. Rob and Ryan are at the racecourse for this National League Classico. It's going to be a very physical battle. Ollie Palmer commits a foul after 1 second. Mullen goes down after a push in the penalty area, but there's no call. If you thought refereeing in the Premier League was contentious, try watching the National League. The line judge is having a shocker with some of these offsides, and there's no VAR, obviously. A Notts County player loses a tooth as they earn a free kick right before halftime. Rob can't bear to watch as John Bostock curls the dead ball into the top corner with the last kick of the half, and that changes the situation heading into the dressing room. Parkinson pumps the guys up and gives them a boost heading into the second half. Big games need big players, and Paul Mullen steps up with a goal 5 minutes into the second half, his 44th goal of the season. 20 minutes later, it's Jacob Mendy putting Wrexham into the lead after an assist from Mullen. Fans are going nuts, but Parkinson isn't losing focus. Notts score from a corner, and it's 2-2 with 15 minutes left. The rain is coming down hard at the racecourse. A slip at the back allows Wrexham to take the lead 3-2. 6 minutes added on. Rob says it's way too much. And predictably, it's a penalty to Notts County. A Jordan Tunnicliffe handball with just seconds remaining gives County a lifeline. Sean Winter takes us through all the trauma Wrexham have experienced in recent years. He can't bear to watch. Up steps Scott, and it's saved by Foster. Full time, Wrexham 3-2 Notts County. Foster guessed the right way. He's getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Pandemonium at the racecourse. Sean Winter is crying. Rob and Ryan call it one of the greatest moments of their lives. They're gonna kiss Ben Foster on the mouth. True to their words, they did. Surely Wrexham are going to win the National League after this, and all their fans are believing at this point. What a rush. Probably my favorite episode of the series so far. What did you think of it? Weigh in down below.